Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We need to talk because Kevin Hunter, Wendy's ex-husband who she divorced after that whole cheating scandal, just filed a federal lawsuit for $250 million, attacking everyone involved in Wendy's guardianship. I'm talking about suing her court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, the presiding judge, Lisa Sokoloff, Wells Fargo Bank, her assisted living facility, and multiple advisors. This man just declared war on the entire system that's supposed to be protecting Wendy. Hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of the tea. Let me break down this legal chaos because Kevin Hunter just threw bombs at literally everyone in Wendy's life. First up is Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy's court-appointed guardian, who has control over her finances and major life decisions. Kevin is basically saying this woman is stealing from Wendy while protecting her. Then there's Judge Lisa Sokoloff, the woman who presides over Wendy's guardianship case. Kevin is suing a sitting judge, which is absolutely wild and suggests he believes there's judicial corruption happening. You don't sue judges unless you think they're completely corrupt. Wells Fargo is also getting dragged into this mess. Kevin is alleging the bank is complicit in whatever financial abuse is allegedly happening to Wendy. Banks are supposed to protect their customers, especially vulnerable ones, but Kevin seems to think they're part of the problem. The assisted living facility where Wendy is staying sued. Kevin is claiming they're either negligent or actively participating in keeping Wendy isolated and controlled. And multiple advisors who are supposed to be helping Wendy, all getting sued. This isn't just one or two people. Kevin is alleging there's an entire network of people exploiting Wendy while she can't defend herself. Now let's talk about this absolutely staggering $250 million amount, because that number tells us everything about how serious Kevin thinks the situation is. This isn't just about getting some money back. This is about alleging massive, systematic financial abuse. For context, Wendy Williams at her peak was worth an estimated $40 million. So Kevin is claiming damages that are multiple times her entire net worth. That suggests he's alleging ongoing business deals, future earnings, and massive punitive damages for what he sees as intentional harm. $250 million says Kevin believes Wendy's career, health, and financial future have been completely destroyed by the people who were supposed to protect her. It's also a number designed to get maximum attention and show he's not playing games. When you sue for that much money in federal court, you're essentially saying this is corruption at the highest levels and we need federal intervention. Kevin isn't just asking for compensation, he's asking for a complete investigation into everyone involved. The fact that this is a federal lawsuit instead of state court also tells us Kevin believes there might be interstate crimes, banking violations, or civil rights violations happening. Federal courts don't mess around. To understand why this lawsuit is so explosive, we need to talk about what's been happening with Wendy's guardianship, because this situation has been messy from day one. Wendy was placed under guardianship due to her struggles with health issues and alleged cognitive decline. But here's where it gets complicated. Wendy herself has said she wants out of the guardianship. She's appeared in documentaries claiming she's being held against her will and that people are stealing her money. If someone under guardianship is saying they're being abused, that's a huge red flag. Guardianships are supposed to protect vulnerable people, but they can also become tools for financial abuse. We've seen this with Britney Spears, where her conservatorship became a way for people to control and exploit her for years. The difference with Wendy is that her situation involves dementia-related issues, which makes it even more complex. But Kevin is essentially arguing that whether or not Wendy needs some help, the current system is abusing her rather than protecting her. Kevin's lawsuit suggests he believes Wendy is being isolated from family and friends, over-medicated to keep her compliant, and financially exploited her by people who are supposed to be helping her.
The timing of this lawsuit is very interesting because it comes after years of Kevin being mostly quiet about Wendy's situation. Remember, these two had a messy divorce after Kevin's cheating scandal, so him suddenly fighting for her is unexpected. Some people might question Kevin's motivations. Is he genuinely concerned about Wendy, or does he have financial interests in her estate? As her ex-husband and father of her child, Kevin might have legitimate concerns about her welfare and financial interests in her estate. But here's the thing, even if Kevin has mixed motives, that doesn't mean his allegations are wrong. If Wendy really is being financially abused and isolated, it doesn't matter why Kevin is exposing it. What matters is whether it's true. The fact that Kevin is willing to spend massive amounts of money on legal fees to fight this suggests he either genuinely believes Wendy is being abused, or he thinks he can prove serious wrongdoing that would result in huge financial compensation. Kevin filing this in federal court instead of state court suggests he believes there are serious crimes being committed that require federal intervention. You don't take that step lightly. If Kevin's lawsuit has merit, this could completely change Wendy's situation and potentially free her from a system that might be harming her. Federal investigations into guardianship abuse can result in criminal charges, massive financial penalties, and complete overhaul of guardianship arrangements. If the allegations are true, we could see Wendy's guardian removed, the judge potentially facing ethics violations or criminal charges, Wells Fargo facing massive fines, and the assisted living facility losing licenses. But there's also the possibility that Kevin's lawsuit exposes him to legal consequences if the court finds his allegations are frivolous or malicious. Suing a judge is very risky because if you're wrong, you could face sanctions, legal fees, and other penalties. For Wendy herself, this lawsuit could be the beginning of her getting real help and protection, or it could make her situation more chaotic and stressful. Legal battles like this can take years and might not be in her best interests if she really does need protection. The $250 million amount suggests Kevin is seeking not just compensation, but complete systemic change in how Wendy's case is handled. This federal lawsuit is going to trigger investigations, depositions, financial audits, and potentially criminal referrals that could expose everything that's been happening to Wendy behind closed doors. Federal courts take guardianship abuse very seriously. We're talking about potential FBI investigations into banking violations, civil rights violations, and conspiracy charges if Kevin's allegations have merit. The people being sued are going to have to produce financial records, medical records, and testimony under oath. Kevin is essentially betting $250 million that he can prove massive corruption in Wendy's guardianship. And if he's right, this could be one of the biggest guardianship abuse cases in recent history. But if he's wrong, Kevin could face massive legal consequences for making false allegations against a judge, guardian, and financial institutions. The stakes couldn't be higher for everyone involved. This case could set precedents for how guardianship abuse is investigated and prosecuted, potentially protecting other vulnerable people who might be in similar situations. What do you think? Is Kevin Hunter a hero trying to save Wendy, or is this a desperate ex-husband trying to get access to her money? The federal courts are about to find out, and the truth could shock everyone. Smash that like button if this guardianship drama has you shook. Subscribe for updates because this legal battle is just getting started, and hit that notification bell because when $250 million federal lawsuits drop, you want to know immediately.